I'm Natalina Love, and here are three. Actually, even though I've said that these are three things that you can do, these are actually three whole toolkits to get you started to turn around a situation where a man has disconnected, pulled away, stopped being responsive. Three things that you can do to three realms. Actually, let's call it that because that's really more of the vibe here. These are three feminine energy realms where you can go dive into and completely turn around, shift the vibe of the energy exchange so that you get the love that you want. Let's dive in. So here's the first feminine energy realm to turn things around and to have him fall for you all over again. This is the realm of your inner goddess. This is where you meet your goddess self. This is your feminine energy expression. And there's two ways that I like to do this. The first way is I want you to just right now, you are her. You are your goddess self right now. Boom. You are her. What do you notice? What do you notice? Just what do you notice about you? What do you notice about yourself? Look down at your feet, just kind of feel around. What do you notice? You've got a notebook and you can pause this, grab your notebook, pen, maybe also a glass of water, another feminine energy essence. Just write down the first words, the first phrases of what you notice. And I want you to notice also how comfortable or uncomfortable do you feel with being in your goddess self. I have a full tool on this. There's a full PDF, a guided meditation tool, and audio. If you would like it, let me know. I will send it to you for free. And here we'll do a mini version of it. So boom, you are your goddess self. What do you notice? What are the first things you notice? What is she wearing? What are you wearing? Maybe it's exactly what you're wearing right now in the moment. She may not look like what you think that she should look like. And yet, here she is. I want you to just feel this. Okay. And here's the second way that we'll do this. I want you to imagine there's a reflection pool right in front of you. And on the other side is your goddess self. So we're kind of turning this into a observation. You're observing her. She's right in front of you. How different is that? Is it any different? I want you to just notice this. We're kind of opening this space up for you to receive being in her presence, activating this space. Who is she? What would you say to her? What questions do you have? And in this moment, it may be, I want him. I want him back. Why isn't he calling me? Is it because I'm not enough? I need to be more like you. How come you're not helping me? You got your journal? Write down some of these things. What comes up for you? This is, I use this often, so often as a first step because it was so profound in my own journey. And it wasn't until much later I was able to incorporate it into my own toolkit. And because it has become so important in everything attraction from feminine energy, I like to make sure that you get it first. It's that life-changing. Don't be sleeping on this. Who is she? Who is this goddess self? She's you already. You're already connected to her. Now, there's so many more fun things that we can do with the other images, the imageries, this reflection pool. Maybe you see cameos of where you've been, where you want to go, just kind of shimmering across. I do want to leave this space so we can play with it. And for now, I want you to just write down everything that comes to mind. And let this be a self-discovery goddess ritual. This is your goddess ritual, this reconnecting space. This can actually be romantic. I don't know if you've ever thought of journal writing and diving into who you are as romantic, as courtshipping, and yet it is from the inside out. Next, I want us to identify what you need. This is, again, much bigger than many of us will. Many of us don't know what we need. We don't know what we want. So for a moment, I want you to just kind of look to the side and I want you to imagine a treasure trove, all of what you want. Maybe this is cameos of what you want in your perfect relationship, what you want with your dream man. This man who's maybe not being so responsive. What are you seeing? Is it a man with a baby? Is it you with the baby? Is it him looking on you with love? What is it that you see? Material things? All this. I want you to just see it here, just for a moment. Breathe that in. Breathe in all of that energy, and then we'll switch to seeing it here, feeling it here, because you are already connected to everything that you need. We're always thinking about everything that we need out there, but in reality, it's all here. It's all here. It's already here. And that may feel radical to accept, to feel. And if it does feel radical, if you feel yourself pushing and fighting against it, I want you to notice this. This will be a key factor for you in attracting everything that you want, to bringing it all in, to bringing it all back. And all of this, these imageries that you'll be able to take and pull from will be part of your self-care blueprint, your self-care rituals. And you can continue to add to this list as you go on. This can be making tea, taking a bath, going out into the forest, going for walks, touching trees. That's a big one. You might not think of these things as romantic, and yet these are things that feed the soul. Don't be sleeping on this stuff. Here's realm number 2 of turning around an unresponsive situation. When a man's gone cold, when he's gone distant, when he's stopped pursuing you. This is realm number 2 of bringing him back and making him yours again. Give him the space of the mystical woods. Another fabulous imagery. So can you just imagine this? You're just immersed in this magical, enchanted woods. The idea here is you're already connected to everything. Maybe you can see him. Let yourself see him wandering about in this woods. The unknown, the enchanted unknown. But you're already connected. So just let yourself see him wandering around. Maybe he's looking up at trees. Maybe he's touching them. Maybe notice how you feel. But also see if you can breathe down. You are a tree too, right? Rooted, receiving. You're already connected to all of this. This is your woods. You're already connected to all of this. You're connected to him. And the mysterious unknown, that's part of all of this. It's just part of it. Okay, so where this comes in, where it's really going to help you, is where you're wanting to reach out to him. You want to send him messages. You want to check in on him. Don't do it yet. That's why there's this step 2. Allow yourself to be in the woods. Allow him to be in the woods. You don't know what it means. There's so much mystery and the unknown in love, in relationships, because we're no longer a single entity. We're 2 people. And it gets 100% more complex. So there's so much that you don't know and you don't need to know. And what if that's not bad? What if that's a good thing? So take this idea, use it as a tool, use the imageries, all of these imageries, the tools, the forest, him wandering about. Maybe notice, what is he wearing? Is he naked? Is he dressed in a business suit? Is he in a work suit? How do you see him? This isn't to judge your intuition and test yourself if you're right or you're wrong. No, I just want you to be in this energy. Can you receive it? Or are you all tensed up? And notice, open your hands, open your hands, open your hands, unfold yourself. Let it in. Let it in. There's love in the unknown for me. And this man, and here's a big concept here in this step number 2, in this realm number 2 here, is he needs this space. He needs the space to come find you, to come find your heart. And I know this is a radical thing. I used to think this is, being so easy for a man to find was what I needed to do. And while it's important not to be the impossible woman, being you and not like, oh, I'm so available by calling him and showing up. That also isn't the best for our hearts and for our feminine selves either. So let's just be in the woods together. I enjoy camping and trees and nature. If you do, let that be part of the image and the tool that speaks to you in this. He has the space to come find me. That's what he needs. Let him do his Boy Scout thing. And while you're in the woods, what do you notice? I've got this gorgeous tapestry behind me, and you'll notice the which side? This side. This side. This beautiful unicorn. Maybe that can be your guide. Who comes to you as maybe your magical guide in this woods? This magical guide who knows the way to all of the good stuff. Maybe it's a beautiful white horse. Maybe it's a unicorn. Maybe it's a different kind of creature. Have fun with this. Let that in. See how that shifts your vibe. Play with it. Play with the magic of all of this. And as you do, the energy will shift. And this is so big to having everything that you want from a feel-good place. The man for you will always find his way to you. That's part of his journey, and we need to give it to him. And that sounds weird saying we need to give that to him. Well, what if we're giving that to ourselves? You are the bridge, you are the lighthouse, you are the siren's call. Your heart already has a beacon calling out. These are kind of more imageries and tools that you can use and we could dive into. So just trust this. Maybe respecting the space doesn't quite feel right, but trusting the space, trusting hearts, trusting what's good and what is love in the unknown. That's our step 2 here. Okay, part 3. If he stopped calling you and pursuing you, here's the third thing that you can do to bring it all back, bring the romance back, bring the love back. You've got a great heart. There is an incredible power in hearts. So after you've connected with your goddess self, after you found yourself in the forest, the enchanted forest, where everything and everyone, all love is all connected together, what if you still feel like you have something to say to him? And there are so many feminine energy coaches out there saying, no, don't text him, don't call him, put it away. Don't, that's pursuing him. But what if you still feel like you have something to say? The idea is not to stuff down your voice. It's not to cut off your voice. No. If you still feel like you have something to say, then let's say it. There's lots of ways that we can go about this. What I want to do here is, okay, this may be a more intense tool. This is what I want us to do. I want you to look up at the sky. Right now I'm in a room, so I can't really see the night sky. So I'm just going to imagine I can see the night sky. And as I look up, I can already kind of feel my own heart just kind of expanding, twinkling with the stars above. And there's so many different goddess traditions with Milky Way goddesses, these entities that are mother-like, something that's bigger than you. If that speaks to you, use that. Let's first just speak to the sky. And I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to speak into my hands. You can do that with me. And please tailor this to something that feels aligned for you. I'm just going to do something that is I'm just going to riff and tweak this however feels good for you. I have, speaking into my hands, catching these words, feeling these words. I have so much love for this man. I want him back. I want us back. I've been so inspired. He's been my muse. I have gotten to know myself better through this experience, through knowing him. And I want this back. And I want to receive it. And I don't know if I'm ready to receive it and let go. And I'm willing to believe in the love of the unknown. I'm willing to believe in the love of the unknown. This or something better. And just put that here. Put that all over you. Whatever your prayer of love is. Here's another way you can go. Something maybe a lot more simple is, I know that no love is ever lost. I know that no love is ever lost. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Pour that over yourself. You can do that. I know no love has ever been lost. I know I will not have any less love than I've already felt. And you can give that up to the sky. That may feel kind of interesting to you. It may feel kind of warm and good and freeing. You could choose the words for yourself, what feels aligned for you. And if at this point, my goddess friends, you still feel like you want to reach out to him, that you want to call him, you want to text him, you want to where you know he will be, here are 2 things that I'd like you to keep in mind. 1, can you do it without expectations? Can you write it? Can you show up and let it go from there after feeling like you've done all that you could? Can you let that go? Can you let all of that go with that action? Okay, that's the first thing. If the answer is yes, then great. Awesome. If the answer is no, then I would say wait. Go through all 3 of these steps again. Connect with your goddess self. Go through the woods. As I'm imagining it here, I'm imagining a fog of love rolling through these woods, a mist of love through the unknown. Okay, go through this whole toolkit and just bits and bits and bits, just bits and bits, seconds at a time. Go out and touch trees, lean up against them, feel your own roots, feel your leaves opening, uncurling, unfurling, receiving, being in that energy. Sit with your goddess self. Look in the mirror, do some mirror work, speaking to her, and then come back to this space. What do I want to say to him? What still feels like it needs to be said? What is that? What still needs to be said? So, and if you're still in a place of I still have expectations, say it without contacting him first. Just say it out loud. I miss you. I want you back. I want to read you. I want to feel your presence again. There was something, whatever that is, speak it to the mirror. Write it in a journal. I don't want you to rush into something that isn't aligned for you. If you wait another day, because you've got all the time in the world, and you feel like, I am ready, no matter what. I'm ready. I want to do this, no matter what. If you get to that point where you're like, no matter what, I still feel like I want to reach out to this person, this man, this important muse in my life. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Don't, if what you're hearing from me is, oh, don't do this, I would prefer you to follow your own guidance. That's what all of this is about. Your unique love lifestyle is learning to trust you. That's how you get to your happy ever after. We got all of the tools in the world for you, and I hope to inspire you. And yet, at the end of the day, I want you to listen to your voice. That's what this is all about. And no matter what, we're going to learn something. Let's say that you did this. And this is kind of the last bit of this, is you might reach out to him and then feel, oh my gosh, I didn't think that I had an expectations. I thought I could let it go, and I feel even worse now. Do not beat yourself up, no matter what, at that point. Do not beat yourself up, no matter what. What's done is done. And that is not an invitation to beat yourself up. I thought I could do this. I felt so strongly about it, and now I'm not feeling so sure. And I love this part of me that feels so unsure. Breathe, drop it down. You may need to do that a couple of times. You may need to do that a few times. All right? And then last concept here in this realm of reconnecting to the magic of your heart is you are a bridge of love. You are. Your heart is already a bridge of love. And if you can feel that, all of these words, all of this feeling, all of this want, this desire for the relationship that you want, for this man who has inspired you, I want you to just feel that as a bridge. All of this, like a light just beaming out to your happy ever after. Just notice how that feels. You're already connected to all the love you could ever need, you could ever want, and you never, ever, ever have less. Now that may be a big concept, but it's a mantra that I hold to. Any love that you've experienced, you will never lose. It always comes back to us in some surprising ways, but leaving room to be surprised is part of the fun of all of this. I wish you so much love. I wish you so much happiness. If you'd like more support, more guidance, more tools for love, make sure that you're on my private list. Make sure you're on my email list. I send out emails where you'll get more goddess inspiration for connecting to the love that you want and inspiring a man to commit to you and to the relationship that you want.